Hi, welcome back to Jenny's Brain Space. We are back with another Hodgepodge video, and this time it's not, hopefully, it won't be 30 minutes long like the first one was. That's because I have 4 images to show you that aren't connected to each other. So, let's go. The first one is a little me as a goblin mage. The context for this is Dungeons and Dragons, a dice role-playing game. I can't describe it that that good without looking at something. It looks like a really cool game, and you make up your own little characters to kind of act as. And I guess I could just make up my own name, but I don't care. So I'm a little goblin. I don't I think I didn't know there's so many species you could choose. Why did I choose a goblin? Because goblins are short, and so am I. So I'm gonna embrace my shortness. That's not a line anyone uses. And I knew right off the bat I wanted to be a mage because for me, I like mages. They're really cool. Magic is awesome. So, and I don't know how like the combinations work of a species and a role. And this is like for anything. I just drew this because I wanted to. So I looked up like an idea for goblin, and mine are more on the cute side. Since my style's more on the cartoony cute side, it makes goblins how they're supposed to look like very ugly. So mine looks adorable. I have this round face. The reason I have like grayish eyes is because either my eyes are like a pale blue or sometimes like a pale green. And whenever I just draw myself, I just do like this silver blue because that's the only one that makes sense. I have these long ears and I have these like little markings. I think I've seen this marking on something else, but I don't remember what. I have a little poof of hair sticking out on my cap. Like it looks like a pilot cap. Sorry, the air conditioner is gone now, so it's like more light. And there is a wasp outside of the window, and it makes me nervous every time I see it fly past the curtain. Get out of here! Of course, I have this little mouth. I don't know why I draw myself with this mouth. I think I just like it. I looked up mage outfits, and I knew I didn't want mine to have like a skirt or anything because I don't like skirts. And this idea of a concept I found was the one that I really liked. Also because it was green and that fits with me. And when I was drawing this, I was curious. Do goblins have tails? They do. And they're able to kind of grab stuff with it. I think they're supposed to be shorter, but this tail's fluffy, so who cares? They don't wear shoes, and now I just think that sometimes I'll just go on all fours like a gremlin that I am. So this was fun to do, and I look adorable. The goblin concept and mage concept. Okay, so as you can tell, like by most of my drawings, most of my characters are more on the stretched out side. So making them short, my proportions get a bit weird after a bit. And I try my best to make it look good, but then sometimes it just doesn't look good. But I'm proud of how I turned out as a little goblin. Why is this wasp hanging around? My curtains are gray. Why are you hanging around, wasp? Ugh. It's gonna make me nervous the whole time. The reason it took a lot for the air conditioner to be taken out of my room is because there are a lot of stink bugs. And my dad took care of most of them. There's still some. One's dead. It's fine. Of course, since for some reason I always do this. Like I always draw it small, then I have to stretch it out. If I'm gonna sneeze, I'm not gonna try not to sneeze. Because I don't want to stop this. That took an hour, 13 minutes, and 2 seconds, and I bumped the camera. Of course I did. The next one is a little drawing idea of a game that I recently got into called Fae Farm. So, let's go to the second picture. I also remember I have something else, so there's gonna be 5 pictures. Don't worry, it's not gonna be so long. So, Fae Farm is okay, to me, it reminds me of Stardew Valley, but with magic, and it's not pixely. And it looked like a really fun game, and I absolutely love it. And when I saw this cutie pie on the front of the cover, I was literally like, sheep rabbit. I mean, this is its baby form, so, but it's adult. It looks like a rabbit sheep. So the reason I drew this is, at first, I wanted to have like a little baby version of the cottontails. I don't remember if they're called that. I'm just going to call them cottontails because they give me cotton. So at first, this is like right away. I thought I had to have 2 of the same species, then go to breed them. But no, I just needed 1. So my first one, who I called Cloud Puff, I did that. And it takes a few game days. It doesn't connect with time in real life like Animal Crossing does. This is game time, so. And then when I got the mail saying my baby arrived, this little cutie patootie came up, and the current name it had was Eclair, and I was like, "Yep, you're Eclair now. You're my baby." And when I was playing, I was wondering, what would Eclair look like if they had 4 colors that I feel like they would have? And this came up. So I thought it'd be cute if Eclair has tan and brown fur on its body to look like an eclair, because eclairs are usually brown, tan, and white. So why not? It's adorable. I was trying to figure out if doing the color first, then outlining is my style. It's not. So this was like a quick drawing. It barely took that much time. Yeah, it took like 13 minutes just to complete this. But it is so cute. I love Fae Farm. It is such a cute game. And I like how you can just like do whatever you want while going along with the story. That's cool. Next is another Welcome Home fan art. I'm probably gonna say I know I said when I did the Welcome Home fan art video, but I'm just gonna say this anyway. I'm not associated with Clown or any of his creations, just a fan. With that disclaimer out of the way, let's head to my Welcome Home fan art. This was inspired by Clown's current update for the Welcome Home website, which has the characters in little Halloween costumes, new audio, and new hidden audio. I accidentally listened to the hidden audio first because the bug that connected to it was really cute. it had, I don't know, like, the bigger part of I'm gonna say it's a butt, it was literally shaped like a candy. It was adorable. So after I did that, if you may remember, Noir Film is my OC. So none of the things for Welcome Home are connected to me, just my OC Noir. At first, when I saw one of the first art for the Halloween version, I didn't really think Noir had a costume, because I feel like he wouldn't exactly do it. He'd just be a detective like he always is. But then after I listened to that audio, I got a good idea. As you can tell, Wally is an imp or a little demon. Julie is a witch. Sally is a clown. I have no idea what kind of clown she is, because she said something what she was, but I couldn't remember, so we're just going to go with clown. Barnaby is a werewolf, which for a real while I thought he was another vampire. Whoops. I think it was the fangs that threw me off. Frank is a vampire, and honestly, it fits him. Eddie is a Frankenstein, and that also fits him because I think he's a bit of a klutz, and Frankenstein isn't exactly the most graceful monster there is. And Poppy is a pumpkin, which is so cute because she's the mother figure and she loves to bake, so also works. I love the costume designs. Because of this, no one is a zombie, so I gave that to Noir. His clothes are kind of the same, I think, because if I did like a zombie like costume, it was gonna look weird. So I just went with more of the tattered look. So instead of his jacket cloak thing being like a brown and orange, it's green. His pants and shoes are the same. I also changed the belt to become more simpler because I'm not drawing the belt if I draw more of him multiple times. He has dirt and stitches drawn onto his all over his body because I feel like that'd be good detail. He's I'm at first he wasn't gonna do like a zombie face, but since I did a zombie pose, it was kind of irrational that I had to. I had trouble with his mouth because I still wanted to keep the whole fangs part of the mouth thing, but I was having a lot of wasp. Get out of here! I'm sorry, this is really bugging me. Get out of here! Ah! It was hard because I only knew how to do it when it was closed, not open. After a few tries, I finally got it right, and I'm proud of how his little fangs turned out, and I almost fell over. His tie changed from rainbow to a green tie with brains on it. A lot of his clothes are tattered or ripped off, like there's a little cut on this sleeve. His whole sleeve is off. The little images, instead of being more neat, they're rough. His pants are a little torn right here, and this part is like worn off. I am really proud of how this turned out because I don't really draw like more than one person in a drawing. It's because of like the proportions, and then soon it looks weird. And because Wally is, yes, this is true, he is 3 feet tall, and Noir is part of being 4 feet tall with Frank and Eddie, I eyeballed it. I tried to look for a reference thing that the creator made, but I just kind of eyeballed that after I looked it up. I hear dogs barking, but we're gonna ignore that because my window is closed and so is my door, so it's very quiet. And why did I went in Canvas? Again, this is by the creator. I just use it for reference. And there's Noir. I'm not gonna stop it because I'm not stopping. So I'm just gonna keep talking over the barks. Since I looked up zombie poses and I didn't want them to be like so crazy because a lot of them were like their backs were like thrown out, like their head was like going. I don't know why I'm doing the gestures behind the camera. Why do I keep doing that? But it was like really weird. And I feel like since it's only a costume, he just has like a more simpler pose. And this was a simple pose as I can get because it was really easy. Yeah, I had a few trouble with his eyeballs a bit. So like as you can tell, he wasn't gonna have a zombie expression, but then he did. I went to Wall. I like it how Wally has no eyebrows or nose because that makes drawing him really easier. It also kind of works of how I draw noses. The reason Noir has more of a puppet nose is because if I give him no nose, that'd be weird. And that's Wally's job, not to have a nose. So him with Wally having no nose really fits well, and I think I drew Wally pretty good in my style. He looks he looks more of like a mischievous gremlin in my style, and I love it. Also, I realized when I finished this, I didn't add Noir's detective badge, but that was okay because why would he still have that if he's pretending to be a zombie? I think it's like the most color. I feel like I'm not sure if I will draw like other versions of like Noir in different outfits because I'm lazy and I just want to draw random stuff. So, oh, Wally's pants. Okay, I love his pants, but his pants are so hard to color in. It does feel like a bit of odd proportion, but it still looks good. And I just put happy hauntings because why not? That took 2 hours, 7 minutes, and 5 seconds. I'm really proud of how both Noir and Wally turned out. They both look adorable. Next is the fourth one because I changed to 5 after remembering that I made this. Okay, and so I'll explain a little bit about why I drew this. This is a fan-made Pokemon quote-unquote team I have in mind. I'm getting very annoyed by this wasp. Oh, is there a hive? Oh, I think there's a hive. I'm gonna keep my window closed forever. Okay. Back to it. This is a Pokemon thing. Pokemon is very popular. Recently Pokemon released Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet. I really like it. To be fair, I like only the green cat one that I can't. I nicknamed mine Sprig because its name was too long to remember. So, and okay, when I was younger, getting into Pokemon, my favorite types were fire types. So I even have like a little. I'm gonna put them down. Like fire types, like this, like Arcan. I think this is like originally a McDonald's toy, but he's cool. He's a cool figure. And it's kind of how I thought it was for a while. Usually in Pokemon, a lot of like specific trainers have a specific type that they usually train with. What's a good example? Kiawe, a character from Pokemon Sun and Moon, usually uses fire types. Like Alolan Marowak, which is a ghost and fire type. That's a really cool combination. And I kind of realized how I actually really like grass types because I choose Sprigatito, but I also like fire types. But what I didn't realize, and this isn't really a type, I also love Pokemon that look like dogs. But what I should have realized was my favorite Pokemon type. Like, it's not like okay, whenever I say favorite, it's usually top 3 or 4 because I can't say my top favorite is. I have to add more to it. More barking. I don't know what they're barking at. And my favorite Pokemon types are electric types. Electric types are like Joltik, the evolved form of Eevee with a Thunderstone. And there's a lot of few electric type Pokemon that I really like. I don't remember what this is called. Wait, it's not Joltik, it's Jolteon. I think Joltik's another Pokemon. I think it's like a tiny electric spider. And I realized that some people like to make up like Pokemon teams with different like Pokemon types that they're connected to and their symbol. And I had fun with mine. Another reason why I like electric type is because I'm not joking. For Pokemon Arceus Legends and Pokemon Violet, I've had a Luxray in my team from when I first start the game. Because I don't know why, I'm just like drawn to it. So the reason it's not like Team Storm or something is because that's kind of that's kind of basic. I feel like if there's an electric team, it would be called Storm. And one of the electric Pokemon is Marie, which is a sheep Pokemon. And why not Team Cloud? So, and I tried to do like a combination of the type along with the letter. And so I drew this first, and it looks like a lightning bolt. Like, if you don't pay attention, it looks like a normal thunderbolt. But there's a sea hiding there. Excuse me. And, kind of like the outfit. So it's like, why do I keep burping now? So, a little hoodie, because that's probably what I would wear. Tights and shorts. This little floofy thing. I don't know what it's called. But Pokemon is. Oh, yeah. I looked up all the electric type Pokemon present just to get ideas for this. Since I wasn't really drawing it, it was more of a concept art. So I didn't really have to do a really good person. At first I was going to draw me as the little leader, but I was kind of done with drawing by then, so I just stopped doing that and made that bigger. Yeah, I didn't feel like drawing then, so maybe I will, maybe I won't. Yeah, then I didn't like it and said that. So, Team Cloud. I have no idea what the catchphrase will be if I ever think of one because I feel like I was just say something silly. This took 43 minutes and 7 seconds. On to the next art. It went 21 minutes. Okay, let's try not to get to 30. I know I said it's going to be more, but to be fair, I don't want it to be super long with recording, and there's not a lot of details behind that art. So, we're going to do my latest one. This is, as you can tell, there's perspective on this art instead. And what made me draw this? Mettaton. Mettaton is part of the Undertale game. I made a short about Undertale, and that was about it. And I just refound one of the songs based off of Mettaton, Hard Drive. It's really good. And because I wanted to draw, I was like, why not make a sort of Mettaton Sona of myself? As an artist, you can make anything random. So, and I feel like that's really, oh, whoa. Wait, gonna mess around with the line a little bit. There we go. And I didn't want the exact same style of Mettaton. And so, since I was really into I'm still really into 70s style. I have more of a 70s look with bell bottoms, and the disco ball is part of it. So the whole background is part of Mettaton's battle sequence. You dodge lights from a disco ball, and before that you have to try to go through a puzzle. I think it's actually impossible to get through the puzzle because it's so long, and by then you kind of forget what any of the tiles mean. And I knew what perspective I wanted to be. I wanted to be in kind of like a 70s dance pose. And so I looked it up. And I kind of improvised because a lot of them were in the side perspective. That doesn't help me. So I'll draw fingers when I really need to, so it doesn't look weird. But mine are more on the blocky side. See, nothing there. There's no thumb, no anything. I'm making my tongue sticking out because I love the mouth and the tongue makes it look adorable. I guess my curls are placed with a heart. That makes sense since souls are heart-shaped. My braid is pretty long. I think it's because since I have no idea if Mettaton's hair is hair-like or it's just metal. I just went with both for my idea. So there's not a lot of flexibility in my hair. It's just like this. I have the green, of course, my green jacket that I usually, when I draw myself, usually am wearing. I have the same soul window stomach thing that Mettaton has. Instead of his, which is pink, mine is more of this color. And I just made up myself a random soul. I'm just gonna call it the soul of comfort because I like being cozy, so makes sense. And bell bottoms. There's Mettaton, his colors and what he looks like in battle. I have one of this art tip where you make slinky spirals for perspective to make things look bigger or smaller, and that really helped with this art. So if you're an artist wanting to do perspective, I suggest doing this tip. It worked a lot for me. I feel like this would take a less longer if I didn't work so much on the background because I worked on the background for a while. I didn't know Madhound doesn't really show him with ears, so I just kind of had the idea of what I think his ears would look like to put it on me. So I don't know why this reminds me of FNAF security breach. I think it's because of the stars that I used. Part of me. Oh, this took a while. I outlined it, but you'll see. Okay, I remember that the puzzle looks like this, like a disco dance floor, and I wanted that. But then it just looks faster because it's sped up. It took a while just to get that right. Then I made the floor and myself more lighter, so the darkness isn't over myself. Because I feel that wouldn't make any sense. So I guess it just was two pictures. It just wasn't what I first started out with. This took 2 hours, 10 minutes, and 16 seconds. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed this another Hodgepodge video, and I'll see you soon.